So when I transitioned sort of out of archaeology and into being a full-time author, and I was doing a lot of conventions and sitting on a lot of panels and stuff, like somebody would mention like the beats of the hero's journey, and I would be like, add into the hero's journey, and someone in the audience would be like, what is this? And I was like, I am not equipped to give you an entire course on the heroine's journey. Talk to me later. Like, I'll talk to you at the bar. We'll have a conversation. And this happened so frequently for so long, for a decade actually, that I was just like, well, I guess, I mean, I can't keep pointing people at like Murdoch. What authors really need is a basic breakdown of how this narrative works, how it's different from the hero's journey, how that it might be what you're writing, whether you know it or not. Because a lot of people sort of ingest these essential beats of narrative and then start spitting them back out again when they're writing prose. And you might not even realize that this is what you gravitate to reading and therefore gravitate to writing. And if you try to apply the premises of the hero's journey in order to make your heroine's journey work when that's what you're writing, it's not going to work. You're going to encounter like writer's block and things like that. So if all you're learning is, say, romancing the beat or save the cat or the hero's journey, and it's really not working for you, there's a possibility that what you're writing is the heroine's journey, and you just need a toolkit that's going to help you out. So a very simple example of this is if you have a hero on a hero's journey, then generally what he needs is stressors. He needs an opponent, he needs a goal, he needs a mission, and he needs to be set off often by himself to defeat insurmountable odds. So the old adage is you can make something explode, and like just put him into motion, isolate him as much as possible. He's going to have to try to figure out how to do everything on his own. Violence is usually the answer. He's going to be, have a particular set of skills, so on and so forth. And so your instinct, if you're writing that, is to apply those kinds of stresses. And generally speaking, that'll work for you. You'll be able to keep writing that particular narrative. But if you try to do that and what you're actually writing is a heroine's journey, your heroine character, whether male or female, will begin to suffer from inertia. Because what a heroine character needs is a connective moment. So a heroine character tends to need a new character to come in stage right with important information, and then the two of them to talk about it and try and figure it out, and then go off together in pursuit of the next stage of the quest or the plot or whatever it is. And if you don't know that and you keep isolating your heroine, she's gonna like sort of freeze up on you and not know what to do, because the journey itself is like, don't know, she needs some more connection. She needs to delegate a new task, or she needs to, spy on something and learn more information, and then go and find somebody else and share that information. So if you just like kind of know the basic differences between the two, it can actually just be really, really helpful. Because a lot of us are writing heroine's journeys, and a lot of them are quite commercially successful as well. And if you don't kind of have that instinct to know it, for some anyway, it can be really, really helpful to just read a little bit about like the basics of it. Because again, this is one of those sort of core myths that's sort of injected into our brains through art and oral history and tradition and the past in the Western mythos. So having access to basically an explanation of how it works. So essentially, I was like, somebody needs to write this book for about 6 years, and nobody did. I was like, great, I guess I have to write this book.